What's going on, Jets fans? Welcome into NYJ Today. In this video, we're going to be breaking down strong safety Keanu Neal of the Atlanta Falcons, who is going to become a free agent in about a week. This guy played with Marcus Maye at Florida a couple years ago, so does this move make sense for the New York Jets? Does it make sense for Joe Douglas to pursue him? We're going to be talking about that, looking at his game tape, and more in this video. Let's get after it. Alright, so here we're just going to take a couple of seconds to look at some of his career stats, some things that really stand out that are very strong with Keanu Neal, and then some things that are concerning when you look at him as well. So first of all, he's only going to be 26 years old this coming season, which is really still very good. He's in his prime. The thing that stands out to me, though, when you're looking at his snap percentages throughout his career so far, you see the good numbers. You see 83% his rookie year. You see 99% in his second year, which he made the Pro Bowl. And then you see, again, 85% this past season. And then you see, again, kind of smashed in the middle of those huge injury seasons. In 2018, he only played a couple of snaps before suffering a season-ending injury, only played 37 snaps. And then the following year, 166 snaps, only 16% of the snaps that year, out for the season after playing only 3 games. So it's concerning in that when Keanu Neal does get hurt, it seems to be a very, very severe injury. It's not those, nicks and bumps that you tend to see with NFL players throughout a season. So I'm concerned when I see that. If he gets hurt, it could be very serious. But again, having said that, he did stay healthy this past year, and I think we can be excited about that part with Keanu Neal. The next part that we're going to look at is just some of his stats throughout his 3 years of full playing time. So we look at the 3 years, over 100 combined tackles in those 3 seasons, which is extremely impressive for a safety. We know that Keanu Neal is more of a box safety. He's a physical kind of guy. He's a thumper. And I think that we could use somebody like that. We know Marcus Maye excels in coverage, and he'll be the deep safety, the free safety in this defense if we were to sign Keanu Neal. And I think having somebody like that can play in the box and can also drop back into coverage as well is nice, and it does show some versatility. And again, I'm going to be getting to that next, actually, is his versatility. So very good tackler and active and kind of flies all around the field, which is something, again, we need that kind of player. And then down at the bottom, we're looking at some of his advanced stats, advanced defensive stats. And what you see actually is something a little bit concerning when you ask me personally. So if you look closely at the pass coverage section, you're seeing the completed passes go up every single season. And what you're also seeing is the pass coverage rating continue to go up. And that's not a good thing. For a defender, you want that number to be going down. You want the quarterback's lives to be miserable when they're targeting you. And it is not the case with Keanu Neal. Perhaps it's just the defense around him. It could be that he's coming off of the 2 serious injury seasons. And so this past year, he's still kind of knocking rust off. But when I see that, it makes me a little bit concerned, again, with his pass coverage. So we mentioned it earlier, his versatility. And, I don't know how far back or how recent this is from PFF. But when you see positions played from 2016, again, you see the versatility that Keanu Neal offers to a defensive coordinator, to a defense, and to the team itself. So you see that he's played, it looks like 5 different positions dating back to 2016. We're looking at linebacker, deep safety, slot cornerback, box safety, outside cornerback. That's pretty impressive versatility. Again, now he's only been outside on the cornerback position 5% of his snaps, but again, still showing that you can move this guy. He's a chess piece on defense, and and I'm sure that Robert Saleh would love to have that kind of player. Again, somebody that Jeff Ulbrich, our defensive coordinator, has experience coaching in Atlanta, and just somebody that would pair so nicely with Marcus Maye, and we're going to get to that right now. We mentioned it earlier that Marcus Maye and Keanu Neal played together at Florida, and so, we're looking at 2 safeties that really complement each other so well. Not only will they have the chemistry having played together, but they're also a really good combo. So when you look at Marcus Maye as the safety in the back deep secondary. He's the one that's kind of patrolling those deeper routes. He's the one that's going to be helping to lead the defense. And I just think that when you look at Keanu Neal's skill set, it's kind of the opposite. I think that Keanu Neal is a better, an enforcer, if you will. He's going to be the one that's laying the big hits on defense. He's going to be the one, patrolling the intermediate routes, kind of playing closer to the line of scrimmage. And again, I just think that that combination could be lethal for a secondary. And I think that they both provide good leadership. They are, older. They are not, coming into the NFL for the first time. So they both would have really good experience. And I think that they could help Bryce Hall. They could help a Javelin Guidry. They could help another rookie that we draft this season. So I just think that this is a great combo. And I just hope that the New York Jets are able to convince Keanu Neal to come play for his former defensive coordinator, Jeff Ulbrich. So I don't want to spend time talking about Jamal Adams, but Jamal Adams is a box safety similarly to Keanu Neal. The only difference here is Keanu Neal is more one-dimensional than perhaps Jamal Adams is. We know that Jamal Adams struggled this year in coverage. And so what winds up happening here is we get the 2 first-round picks plus the 3rd-round pick for Jamal Adams, and we are replacing him with a similar player. And perhaps, you could say that we're saving money and we're investing in a player that, plays and complements well to Marcus Maye. So I just feel like this combination, again, putting Marcus Maye in the deep secondary, putting Keanu Neal in those intermediate zone, those zone looks, where he can just fly around here and lay the wood on people. This guy's got the ball in his hands. He's about to pull the ball in to make a catch, and Keanu Neal just pops this dude and gets the ball loose. That is something that pops on the tape when you watch Keanu Neal. Even if he's not forcing a fumble, when he is in pass coverage, he's hitting people hard enough and locating the ball and popping it out. So even if it's not, like I said, not a fumble, he's causing incompletions just by hitting these receivers. And I know that this is a similar play to what we just saw versus the Philadelphia Eagles, but I just wanted to highlight again, he is putting his helmet right where that ball is. It's close to potentially being, a helmet-to-helmet kind of play here, but it looks like he was able to just get it low enough, and he absolutely destroys Mike Evans here on the sidelines. And, although he doesn't look like he pops the ball free here on this play, you are sending a message to an offense, to the players on that offense, when you hit somebody this hard. It changes the way a player will attack the ball. It changes the way they run their routes. And so I just love this kind of player. You can't have an entire defense filled with players like this, but having somebody like Keanu Neal on our defense, just laying the wood, just hitting people really, really hard, I think is a great message. And it kind of fires up the defense when you can make a big hit like this and to create big plays. And what you're going to see here again, similar to the other plays, the only difference is that this guy is running. He's getting close to the red zone here. Keanu Neal is able to force the ball out with just laying a thunderous hit on this dude. Something we need. We need the ball to get on the ground. I talked about it in the video with Yannick Ngakoue. He's great at strip sacking the quarterbacks, or at least knocking the ball out. This is something we need to improve on. We do not create enough turnovers on defense. We do not give our offense plus situations or opportunities with the football. And I just feel like this is something that we have been missing so badly for years now. And again, I love the fact that you see the ball just rolling around on the turf. That is exactly what we need for this defense. So I mentioned it when we were looking at his career stats. This guy is an excellent tackler. I wish that he had put his arms around him when he was tackling him here, but you have to remember that this is actually at the goal line here. They're about to go in for the touchdown, and he is able to tackle Jimmy Graham here at the 1 yard line with a really big hit, no forward progress once he made contact. And you can see the players raising their fists. That means it's 4th down. So he's making clutch tackles on the football field inside the red zone here to prevent the touchdown. Great tackle, great play. Again, we need some people that can really move these players backwards to knock the ball out, and Keanu Neal brings all of that physicality and great play to our defense. So to summarize, do I believe the New York Jets or Joe Douglas will pursue Keanu Neal? I do. I really do. I think that this is a position of need, actually. Believe it or not, it's a little bit sneaky. People don't realize. Right now, we are looking at Ashton Davis starting at strong safety, and I do not want that to be the case. I think that we will potentially harm the development of Ashtyn Davis. I think he needs time to be developed. He needs to be playing on special teams. He needs to be playing on specific situations where he's the third safety on the field. I don't think that we should be relying on Ashtyn Davis to be a weekly starter in the NFL, at least as of right now. So with Keanu Neal, I think the upside's great. So you're looking at a guy who's only 26 years old, and I don't think he's going to cost a ton of money. I don't think NFL teams are generally looking for box safeties in the NFL. And so I think that we can actually get this guy for a pretty good deal. And it might not be a long-term contract. It might be a shorter deal. He might only want a 1-year deal or a 2-year deal so that he can go back to free agency before he turns 30 years old. But I don't see any problems with that. We don't really need him to be a long-term solution. If we only had Keanu Neal for 1 season, that might actually be good enough and would be good to, again, pair with Marcus Maye. And then we could potentially kind of reset at the position. We know that Marcus Maye could be tagged. We know that Keanu Neal is potentially going to want to re-enter free agency again pretty quickly here. So I think there's a really good chance. And you have to mention that he fits the scheme really nicely. He's going to be coming from Atlanta, where Jeff Ulbrich, his defensive coordinator, was. So I see this being a really good kind of stars are aligning kind of situation here. And again, we have a need. I don't think it's smart to roll into the season right now with just Marcus Maye and Ashtyn Davis, and I don't love the idea of drafting another player high in the draft. I would prefer to sign a veteran free agent, somebody that can help lead this defense and to help us get production. We want turnovers, we want big hits, we want hits on these receivers so that they are nervous to go over the middle. We don't want them to just go around and feel like they can go anywhere they want. We want them to feel the defense's presence, and that's what Keanu Neal is going to bring to us. So I do want you guys to let me know what you think in the comments. Please get after me and let me know if you think Keanu Neal is the right safety for this defense to play alongside Marcus Maye. Do you think that it's a risk to play or to sign somebody who's coming off of pretty serious injuries just a couple of seasons ago? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. That's going to do it for this video, and that's going to do it for this free agency profile series that I have run. This is the 9th video in the playlist. So tomorrow on Sunday, I'm going to be putting out a new final video for this playlist, and it's going to be my predictions of what will happen in free agency. Not necessarily what I would want them to do, but what I think Joe Douglas will do. And so again, I would like you guys to check that video out, and again, let me know what you guys think. As always, go Jets. See you guys next time.